just buat tutorial untuk revise balik questions, do some answer question answer session about the topic yang Madam Amalina cover in class, ya. But bila ada topik nanti yang you ada start dengan describing the what's user requirement semua tu, then kita akan start masuk sikit-sikitnya to accomplish you punya project. I will assign you some of the tasks that you have to do, and the task will contribute to you punya project, group project punya work lah. That means kita tak ada one whole shot. I will expect you to deliver everything on the table at the end of the semester. No, we are going to do it incrementally, so not to put much of pressure on you punya group project lah. Right. I believe group project tu eventually at the end of the semester, what we want you to produce is actually you'll be able to produce some sort of a documentation, to be specific, not the whole documentation. We are focusing on the requirements documentations, kalau you dah belajar last time in diploma, you do development, right? You develop application, you develop systems, software, but maybe you're lacking on the documentation. So documentation is very important. It's very important. Is a reference for after the project accomplishment. And one indicator to indicate that the project is successful is by having a good documentation. So this course is actually will help you to learn on how to do the documentation, tapi not the whole documentation, because we are more focusing on the requirements documentation. So towards the end of the semester, we hope that what you're going to learn is to be able to produce requirements documentation. So to, of course, to come up with documentation is not out of the blue. You at least to have a project. You have to collect requirements from the organization, as if you're having a project to develop an application, to develop a systems, or to develop software. So from that project, then you'll be able to produce a good documentation. That means you are not developing a system. The main focus is actually to develop documentation. But on top of that, of course, there will be a prototype. Prototype to validate your requirement. Dia bukanlah prototype yang high fidelity prototype. You'll be doing some sort of a low or medium fidelity punya prototype. Just the prototype meant to show that what are the requirements for your application, for your project, what they are. But the assessment or the evaluation on your project will fall mostly on that documentation report that you produce, and on top of that, when you presenting, of course you not present document tu. Sebenarnya what we want to see adalah you punya prototype, and then we will verify it with your report later, on the documentation of all the requirements. Okay, so basically nanti you akan ada presentation, and then you akan ada final report, and of course halfway through we expect you to come up with proposal first. Proposal is important so that the direction for your end product is meet the objective. Kita takut if we do not ask you to do a proposal, you might be carried away ataupun you tersasar. We want to avoid that. So that's why a proposal is important, so that us, the lecturer, can actually give you input on the direction of your punya project lah, right? Okay, that's about project. I'm not going to touch much on that yet because we are going to cover them incrementally in every topic later yang mana critical to the project punya group project punya achievable deliverable. Right. So minggu ni you all belajar about apa? Hari ni, hari Isnin hari tu. What's about? Introduction to ISE. So hari ni mungkin tak panjang lah because I'm just to revise some of the important aspect of you punya topic today, ISE, Information System Engineering, and I guess you already know what would be my questions about that. Just some revision, the most important part of that topic. So before that, saya tak start pun kelas dengan apa Fatihah ke apa, just terus jump into the ni. First let us start with Al-Fatihah. Okay, let me share the slide with you. Okay. Tutorial 1 is about Introduction to Information System Engineering. Okay. So I guess Madam Wan, of course, have described to you in lengthy what is Information Systems Engineering. What is it? So what is this course is about? Tapi dalam slide pun ada one slide or two slides actually on what is Information System Engineering or ISE. Siapa nak tolong jawab? Siapa yang rasa you can come up with some of the keywords dulu. What is the keywords that contribute to the definition of Information Systems Engineering? Apa keywords ni? What is it about? Okay, so you say there is all the components, like computer-based components that collect, store, and disseminate information. That's what you say? Okay. Anyone with another definition or another answer on top of that? Saya sebenarnya I do not know how to go to the sekejap saya tak nampak siapa yang menjawab because I cannot off from the screen. Sekejap siapa lagi nak jawab? Sekejap, macam mana saya nak tengok? Kena show dulu. Dah ada jawapan. Okay. I'm not used to Google Meet, so this is quite not the right way to present actually. I'm presenting the answer already to you. Okay, saya nak tengok kalau ada yang share jawapan dalam chat. Yes, definitely. Because that's how we do it in team last time. Because in team I can see the chat. Even though I'm presenting to you, but in Meet I have to off the screen. Okay, Kamaru said ISE is an approach to showcase how successful an information system will be. Kamaru selalu buat dalam bentuk tanda soal daripada dulu lagi.
Sorry.
It just shows that you're not very confident with the answer. Just take away that question mark.
All right, sure.
All right.
Will do.
ISE focuses both on the business aspect and the technical aspect. Yeah, correct. Correct. Tadi siapa? Amirul ke yang jawab? Is that Amirul? I thought it's Amirul punya suara. Okay, Amirul. Actually, Amirul, probably you are confusing with the information systems definition. Your definition is actually for my another question. I have another question actually in the slide. It's actually asking about information system. So your definition, Amiro, is actually representing the information systems. Information system is about a system. So system consists of a few components that made up the system. And the system meant to do something with the information system. What it is, like you said, to store, to collect, to produce, to manage. Those, that's what the systems is for the information. Okay, it correct, but not for the information system engineering. Okay, so kalau you tengok information system engineering, what emphasizes is actually the engineering. So what's engineering? Engineering is actually an approach. Macam Kamaru tulis dalam tu, ISE is an approach. It's an approach, it's a methodology, ataupun scientific methods. There will be step by steps, there will be guidelines, there will be framework, there will be technique that you'll be using. So engineering domain for the information system. So information system engineering actually approach that the developers and people who are in the development area, how they can ensure an information system project will be successfully developed and implemented. I'm talking about development. So it's not for the user, it's actually for the developer. How developer use all the techniques, the procedure, the processes, in the domain, so that if they properly adopt an approach within the domain, they'll be able to successfully produce an information system. So the focus not only on the technical aspect but also on the business aspect, because it take counts on the business requirements, what the organization's needs are, what resources that the organization has with the technical capabilities, together. Itu information system engineering. So your course is actually introducing you, a partial of element dalam ISE. ISE ni besar, dia adalah domain untuk the whole information systems punya area, development area. Yang kita nak tengok for the course is actually on the requirement part. Okay. Sekarang saya nak tanya, are you seeing my slide or are you seeing my my screen of the Google Meet?
Yeah, seeing your slide, tutorial
Okay.
1, introduction to ISE.
Okay, good. Maksudnya, I should carry on with the next slide. Okay. So what is information system engineering? Is an approach, the keywords, the important keywords, or you can use is a means, is an approach or a means for successful information systems. Okay. For the developer to be able to develop a good information system, you need an approach. So that's why this domain exists. So the whole definition of it is an interdisciplinary approach. Interdisciplinary approach means that it combines both the business, the business and the technical means, to enable the realization of successful information system. Right? So that's information system engineering. That's what we'll be teaching you, but we are not teaching you the whole of it, partial of it, because other parts will be actually covered in other classes, or have been covered in other classes. Right? Kita cuma tunjuk dekat you on the requirements, on the requirements part only, Right. Now then it comes another definition, what is information system. Yang ni, can Amirul, please, can you again give us your answer? Information system, tadi cantik dah, apa what you have described. Correct. Okay. Okay. Correct, yeah. So computer-based system yang you mentioned tu, you can further identify them, yeah. You boleh pecahkan lagi. That means actually the system itself consists of infrastructure, yeah, organizations, yeah, susunan, yeah, personnel, people, yeah, user, and then computer based. Yeah, these are computer based infrastructure, organization, personnel, and components. Yeah, components termasuklah macam the hardware, software that are required, the network that are required. Yeah, and this system will help to collect, yeah, process, yeah, store. Kalau you nampak ya, dia collect adalah part of input, process, part of process, store is actually part of output, ya. Transmit, display, disseminate, ya. Semua ni part of the output that we get to as a system produce information. Yeah. So these are the keywords that you can use when you are defining information system. Yeah. Yang merah tu actually it actually define you the systems, yeah. And the green one is actually what does the system does to produce the information, right? Or to not only produce but also on managing the information, yeah? To the full definition, yeah, according to Amiro tadi, correct, yeah. Information systems are computer-based infrastructure, organizations, personnel, and components that collect, process, store, transmit, display, disseminate, and act on information. So it's actually a system for information, right? So when you say an application, for example, if you say a telegram, is it an information system? Contoh, yeah, you are using Telegram or Telegram and WhatsApp. Is it an information system?
It is.
Yes.
Without question mark. Okay, it is.
Okay. This.
Okay.
Okay. So, correct, yeah. Telegram is an information system. Why? Because there are the components, yeah, there are the components that make up the application. Ada user personnel, ada infrastructure required. Dia memerlukan mobile phone, ya, to for it to be exist. It need operating system, it need a mobile phone, it need a network, it need a apa lagi? It need a all the apa tu? I need a user as well, ya. And they are organized in a way that it can do apa? The collection, the processing, the dissemination, transmission, display, the store, the storing of the data, ya, dalam mobile phone, and the act on the information. So whatever notification that you get on is actually relate to the purpose of the telegram punya existence. Okay, so a telegram is an information system. Does your mobile phone an information system? Yes, it is. So look around your home. Look at what you have in your in front of you. Ya, sekarang you are looking at your phone, you are looking at your laptop or desktop, right? So yang tu mudah. It's very easy for you to acknowledge that devices as information system. But I want to look at in a bigger picture. Look at your surrounding at home. Yeah, there are people in your family. Yeah, people in your family, and these people in the family, you are sharing information, right? So sort of that you have a system to manage whatever information to be communicated among all of the members in the family. Yeah, but different family would have their different information system.
Thank you,
Betul tak?
madam.
Yeah. In my family and your family will have a different way of conveying or apa sharing of information. Okay. But if I ask, most of you would be saying that you are relying on the handphone application. Betul tak? Guna WhatsApp, ada WhatsApp group. Betul? What if in a more traditional families, yang lebih conventional families, ya, yang mana ada grandparents yang duduk sekali, ya, the communication of the information must not only exist dalam bentuk teknologi WhatsApp kan, so the information system can cover in a more, you boleh describe the information system dalam lebih besar, ya, more you generalize them. So how can you describe an information system, yeah, in a family members, yeah, for example you have an extended family, dalam tu ada datuk nenek and there's parents and there's the children, yeah, so ada 3 generasi, yeah, and if these people were to communicate, what kind of information system that is suitable for them. Okay, kalau soalan yang macam tu yang ditanya, kalau soalan yang saya tanya dekat slide ni, what are the 5, sorry, sepatutnya saya bincang soalan ni dulu sebelum soalan ni, ya. Tapi saya rasa you all dah tahu ni, ya. Ini adalah 5 component that make up an information system, ya. Ada 5 component that make up information system. Tapi kalau, ya, kalau kita nak cakap pasal satu information system in your surrounding, and you list the 5 component, yeah, but I don't want to make it generalized question. Kalau soalan ni, identify one information system in your surrounding, in your family, and list the 5 component, it will be very easy. Now, I want you to think beyond this context, that is, what if you were to include people who do not have access to technology, yeah, like the grandparents, yeah, and if they were to be part of the information system, how do you describe the information system? Yeah, sebab tadi you mentioned that the information system should be a computer based. Yeah, sekarang saya nak betulkan your understanding is that information system does not only represented a computer based components, it can be beyond that. Yeah, so what kind of information system if you were to include the grandparent as well? Siapa boleh jawab?
Using pen and paper to communicate with the extended families.
Yes, correct. Yeah, but how are you going to implement in a family?
In a family, by writing, posting it, and then after you receive it, save it somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Do you do that in your family?
No.
Okay, so
Okay.
mungkin you are not living with your grandparents.
No, I am not.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Tapi but you have the idea, that means you are using some kind of a pen and paper. Sometimes in the family they have a board, whiteboard. Yeah, you can see that whiteboard, that put it somewhere, and then the notes are written on the board, ataupun dia ada paste on notes. Yeah, and if you were to describe that, yeah, to describe that approach yang macam Kamarul mentioned, what would be the hardware?
The pen and paper
Pen
would be
and
the
paper
hardware.
and the board, kan? And the
Yeah,
board,
the board.
the post-it note, if you have them, or the paper itself can be actually use a magnet, yeah, on the fridge punya magnet, yeah, that kind of similar to the fridge magnet. And how about software? Do we need software in that sense?
Not in this situation, I guess.
Mm, okay,
Hmm.
okay. How about data storage?
You keep the letters in one place. On.
Okay, okay. So you have a uh, pile of a stick-on note that you
Hmm.
keep on somewhere, but eventually some of them may make way to the dustbin lah kan. But when you put it in the dustbin, it's no longer considered as a storing of the data. Yeah, so usually some very important notes that you want to remember and you want to keep it for some kind of proof or for later references, you put it in storage somewhere, ya, dalam bin, dalam apa, cabinet or what kan. Is there any procedure that takes
So
place?
post service to send
Yeah,
the mail. Hmm.
yeah,
Okay, sure.
yeah. But the procedure, yeah, the procedure is dia macam um, it is not formally written procedure dia. It may be passed based on understanding, yeah, communicated. Okay, tulis nota and then letak dekat post and then jangan buang, simpan it somewhere. So it will be passed from one members to another members, yeah. Just so the procedure is not formal, it's an informal procedure. Tapi ada, yeah, ada. But this procedure might as well be kalau dalam information system, computer based information system, ya, dalam computer based information system, the procedure can be the algorithm, ya, algorithm, the coding of the system, of the application, and sometimes procedure can also be noted as the documentation, yeah, the documentation that is being produced by the software developer, right? Uh, and kalau, yeah, if that's why we said that to to emphasize the importance of this subject is actually to note that what you are contributing, yeah, the documentation that you are contributing at the end of the semester is actually part of the procedure, the documentation. Yeah. Tapi kalau dalam konteks example that I just given up to you tadi, yeah, the manual information system that takes place in a family to convey, communicate information from one members to another or from one to all of the members, yeah, it might not require a software. A software can be, if you know, software sebenarnya dalam definition of a software is actually a written procedure, yeah, is a procedure that being executed to help produce the intended application. Ya, so dalam konteks example yang kita bagi, software mungkin nampak tidak jelas. The software can actually be represented in a form of the procedure as well. It's a kind of the procedure that the instruction that the members of the family have. Ya, tapi dia bukan dalam bentuk software application. It's kind of memory. It's kind of the understanding, that kind of thing. Yeah. So software dengan procedure sometimes people mungkin the way that they define nampak macam lebih kurang sama, right? Tapi kalau dalam konteks information system, we know that the procedures are lebih kepada documentation, right? And of course, you would need people dalam information system. So kalau you define an information system without the people, the users that are using or the stakeholder directly or indirectly, uh, your information system tak cukup lah, tak apa, not well defined. Yeah? So because um, the purpose of information system is actually for a purpose, yeah, for an objective to communication of information. And of course, the aspect of people is very important because that information meant for the people to make use of. Yeah. Okay, so itu saja yang kita nak bincang today. Actually, what I want to emphasize with you is actually on two important things dalam you punya topic today. One is information system, yeah, information system engineering. Sorry, what is information system engineering? Because we want you to know what exactly that we are trying to do in the course, yeah, and the syllabus that will carry on every chapter sampai habis this semester is all about information system engineering. Yeah, not to cover everything, but partial of it. We are concentrating on requirements. Yeah, requirements. So, and the next things that we wanted you to know is you'll be able to define information system awal-awal. Yeah, so you know, I know this definition has been defined previously dalam other courses as well, termasuklah ISP500, right? I know that I've defined this with you, but then the context is quite different because in here we want to emphasize on the procedure. Yeah, we want you to know that there are 5 components part of the information system, and one component that is important is the procedure, because you are contributing to this. Yeah, we are going to develop a good documentation uh, in the perspective of the requirements. Yeah, and we will teach you how to be able to describe those requirements dalam bentuk yang proper, yang betul, right? Okay, that's all. That's all. Okay, any questions? Sekejap ya, saya tengok ada komen. Kamaru kata ISE is a difficult job since they have to communicate with the clients and also the developers. Yeah, right? Yeah, the developers. The engineers become the medium for those two parties, right? Sometimes, yeah, the information system engineering and the area within is actually being used as a method for the developer, especially the project managers and the team members. Yeah, kalau in a project yang besar, and usually the managers and the team sometimes they are coordinating the project. Yeah, they might not be the developer, but they are coordinating the work. Yeah, they have to be sure. They have to be apa? They have to have a reference that they can use so that they can bind all the work from different parties involved in the project. Yeah, they can communicate with the developer. They have to communicate with the outsourcing company that provide the consultancy, yeah, that provide the services, the service providers, yeah, and they have to communicate with the business person, the clients. Yeah, the clients can be internal, can be external, client can be the top bosses in the organization. So coordinating the project works and conveying the communicating, yeah, it has to rely on a common platform. It relies on a common language, yeah, and usually to help communication better, yeah, when you are using a good uh, um, uh, approach, yeah, maksudnya you have to adopt a method so that the method will actually guide you to the coordination of the activities dalam project. And when you are referring to certain element dalam project, yeah, you'll be using the tools, yeah, that is common among all the parties involved. Yeah, contoh, if you're adopting the object-oriented punya approach dalam you punya system development, yeah, object-oriented is one of the approach dalam information system engineering. Yeah, And then if you're adopting on, you might be adopting a prototyping punya methods, yeah, or you might be adopting agile method, yeah. So whatever that you take on, yeah, that method would help you in terms of uh, sing can you if you say that to all the parties involved, we are going to adopt object oriented methodology and we are going to take on agile punya development methods. So all parties involved will already know what technique to be used, and the documentation produced will actually rely on the same platform. Yeah, so bila you nak communicate dengan the rest of the team and the rest of the involved stakeholders dalam project tu, you are referring to the same language with them. Okay, contohnya guna use case. So bila you are on object oriented punya approach, you use use cases to show your requirements, and all involved would know what you meant by your requirements. Yeah, they be able to understand your information that you wanted to share with them. Yeah, and there are many other more approaches dalam information system engineering. Ya, ada banyak teknik yang dipakai dan kita akan dalam course ni kita akan fokus lebih kepada object oriented punya approach lah, ya, instead of the structured system engineering. Tapi yang tu nanti cover later, ya, dia akan ada introduction on that as well. Right, correct, ya. Communication with the client and the developer is very difficult for the project team, and especially the project manager. Okay, and using an approach, it will help in terms of communication, in terms of standardizing the deliverable. Yeah, standardizing. Yeah. Coordination will be make easier, kalau you have one approach that you use. Okay, ada soalan nak tanya regards to topic 1, or do you have any other question out of the topic that I can help to answer if you have one?
No questions as of now. Thank you.
Tak ada. Okay. I nak ambil attendance macam mana sini? Attendance boleh ambil tak? Oh, okay. Macam mana? Oh, ada tapi attendance. Patutnya ada, sekejap. Saya lupa macam mana nak ambil attendance. Okay, I think I dah ambil attendance. Ya. If I'm wrong, nanti saya akan buat Google Form and you all are going to fill up that form lah to notify your attendance. Yeah. I use this Google Meet punya attendance, but I'm not sure whether I did it correctly or not. Okay, that's all. That's a short meeting, only 40 minutes. Yeah, and let's end the class with tasbih kifarah and surah Al-As. Okay, and I hope to see you next week again. Yeah, and thank you. And see you. Have a nice weekend. Yeah, ahead of you. Right. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Fan. Take care.
Thank you, Rata.
Thank you, Wan.
Okay, welcome.